We went from making $300 a week at our business to making $8,000 a week at our business in the course of 7 months. Continue that pace for a year, and then lost it all to COVID. And then shortly thereafter, we were homeless.
Now that sounds like a bomb ass movie.
But the important part is the past does not define us. Previous successes and previous failures are just in the past.
So I got some news. My husband and I are expecting to live in the camper in 50 days. But I have a goal, and my goal is to travel the world with my husband in this RV that we are going to pimp out, and then we'll talk about kids. But anyways, we have less than 50 days. I'm super excited. We haven't done anything to it just yet, but we'll be living in it. So my goal is to have it completely redesigned and remodeled in less than 6 months.
Alright, so it's the night before we're about to move into this tent. It's our last night in this little apartment here we're staying in. And yeah, so we're eating some cheese and some bread.
Taking advantage.
Taking advantage of. We're still gonna have this shit. I don't know why we're acting like that, but we're still gonna eat cheese and bread. Anyway. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on it, baby? Do you have any thoughts?
I am excited.
Chomp down your food.
I'm sorry. I am excited. But, not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous. I'm a little concerned about how the dogs are gonna react.
Yeah, the dogs are gonna be great.
I mean, you're more positive than I am about this.
Because they get to run around. The only reason why they're so crazy is because they don't get to run. They just...
It's true.
Sit all day, you know? Like, animals aren't meant to sit all day. They're supposed to be running like 10, 20 miles a day.
Yeah, but, you know, so curious about how that's gonna go and how, like,
Fun.
The ferret, you know, how he's gonna do, and I don't know. I'm just not, like I said, I'm excited, but there's just things that I'm still questioning. And
we're gonna find out tomorrow.
Right, we're gonna find out tomorrow.
I'm excited to do something new. Because I'm already bored of this apartment.
Yeah.
It's only been
or this weeks. Lifestyle, yeah.
Excited for something new. I'm also excited to have some stability. Like, hey, I can stay here for like a few months and like focus on shit I need to focus on, you know? My whole gym schedule and everything has just been weird because it's like this weird in-between transition period. It's like I feel like I need to focus on other shit. You know, so I've been focusing on like other shit and not focusing on myself. So I'm excited to like start focusing on myself.
Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So, we just got here. And it feels so weird. There's nothing in here just yet. And so we're gonna take the rest of the day just transforming, or the rest of the night transforming this place. So stay tuned. So we finally settled down. And it looks like 4 now. Coco's over there sleeping. And then we have Duchess over there sleeping. And then we have Mr. Ferret in that corner. But yeah, this is it for now until we get to decorate and get some things out and or maximize the space. So, discovered something new.
More mode. Looks like paper. This whole wall is gonna need to go out too.
Hey guys, this is the Teleporters, and we just wanted to talk a little bit about how it's been living in a tent for approximately a month now, the pros and the cons that we have found within this 1 month of living there. So, what would be your pro and your con, babe?
So as far as pros go, I would say it's a lot more simple. Like, I like to keep things clean. In our last apartment, I would spend probably around an hour to an hour and a half a day cleaning, just picking up stuff. You know, there's more space for dust to accumulate. You know, making sure there's never dirty dishes in the sink. You know what I mean? Like, making sure everything's organized. Like picking up. So I spend a lot of time cleaning. So it's nice not to spend so much time cleaning. Cool. I really also enjoy, especially like at nighttime, I enjoy the ambiance. Like there's a certain way like light glows off of the canvas that kind of makes you feel, I don't know, it's a very like warm, like yellowish, golden glow that you just kind of get from the natural lighting. Even when you wake up in the morning, like when the sun rays first start to hit the tent, you know, whereas in a traditional room, you know, it's dark and there's a little bit of like rays coming in through the window, but here it's like this beautiful kind of golden translucent light that you just kind of wake up to. You know, obviously like not having to pay like $1,800 a month in rent and bills, that's incredibly nice as well. The only drawbacks I've really noticed are like towards midday throughout most of the early afternoon, I'd say from like 11 a.m. to kind of like 5 p.m. It's very hot and humid in there. Even with the air conditioning running, like, you know, if our little air conditioning unit isn't pointed directly at you, you're going to be sweating. But that's not really been a big thing, just because I'm usually out working, out doing stuff in the afternoon. I've never really been a homebody or someone who just hangs out and watches TV or does stuff at the house until like late at night. Any other cons? I would say there's a lot more kind of dirt to be tracked in. I'm trying to think of any other downsides. I guess clutter.
Yeah.
There's not as much space to kind of put the stuff you use, so things tend to get cluttered. Seating room, there's only like one chair, but other than that, I say it's pretty just like relaxing, positive experience. I think I enjoy the most just sitting there at night, you know, like, you know, at nighttime you just get in, like relax, roll a blunt, watch some TV, do something like. So I'd say that's kind of the more pros and cons.
Yeah.
A little bit less comfortable as far as like climate and temperature go, and you know, a little bit more kind of cluttered. You know, you have to kind of manage what you bring into the tent.
So, it's getting ready to rain. So, a couple things that we do in order to get ready for this thunderstorm. You can't quite see it just yet, but it will rain this afternoon. So, because we are outside and we are in the tent and we do have pets, we have to prepare. That's why I like to keep track of the weather. Wow, it is so dark. Okay, so we are getting ready to go to bed. It's still thundering, if you can hear. And we're about to see how it looks with the lights off. I think you can still see the thunder, the lightning. Yep, you can still see the lightning through the canvas. This is gonna be awesome.
Hey, what's up, guys? So we're here for a life update that has been much needed and much anticipated.
Yes.
So, as many of y'all know, we have been kind of working on renovating the camper for the past what, 4.5, 5 months. So basically, we kind of got into the situation, thinking that
it'd be so easy.
right, it was gonna be so easy, but it wasn't. It wasn't easy at all. And the more we kind of ripped out of the camper, the more we realized it was rotten. It was like pretty much bad to the bone, so to speak. You know what I mean? The floors were rotten, the ceiling was rotten, the walls were rotten, every appliance was rotten, everything, literally except the styrofoam insulation and the metal framing is rot and mold, like deadly black mold. Like I go in there sometimes and like my entire chest tightens up because I can't breathe. It's that bad.
Right.
So basically kind of what we have decided, because it was causing a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, and we're like, all right, shit, we're living in a fucking tent to like renovate this camper, and like, bro, we were supposed to literally go here and just repaint the camper and like do a couple cosmetic touch-ups.
That's it.
I told myself, we gutted it pretty much to an empty box, but I'm just like, man, I don't feel like rebuilding this. Like, we're trying to get out of South Carolina. It's not a place that's conducive to our growth or who we are as people. Right. And so basically we're trying to move out to Arizona. And I know that's kind of random, but you know what I mean? We're like, all right, what's a city where the cost of living is still like moderately like affordable, but it's still like a really modern city. Also, we want to stay with a lot of Latin culture, a lot of Spanish culture, and Phoenix is like huge Latin culture, tons of taco trucks, tons of clubs, tons of like just, it's all for the culture, you know what I mean? And plus this is a dope spot, and it's 5 hours from LA, 5 hours from Las Vegas, and 5 hours from San Diego, which are like our 3 like favorite top cities. So it's like, and there's tons of like wild natural like hiking, deserts, crazy rock boulders, everything all surrounding it. So it's like, why not? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of our plan. Basically by December, it's almost the end of August right now, so September, October, November. So within the next like 3.5 months, we're trying to be out there in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep, pack our shit and
right.
Just go.
And if we manage to like save up enough money or get another loan or something, like, we might buy a new camper or finance a new camper and try to go out there. But if not, we're just gonna take the Jeep, which we're sitting in right now. We're gonna take the fucking Jeep. We're gonna take the animals, a little U-Haul van with like our important shit, and we're just gonna go out there and we're gonna find a place.
Yep.
Because honestly, like, we need to be in a place that's conducive to our dreams. Because like, one of the most important things in life is you gotta follow your dream. You gotta first know who you are and what you want to do and who you want to become. So I feel like this whole past 12 to 15 months has been a very formative time for us. I finally, for the first time in my life, I know who I am and what I want to do. And, like, I've achieved success before. Like, a couple years ago, like, we made around, $650,000, like, $700,000 in a year. Like, we've had money before, like, we've had all this shit before, like, and we did all that shit coming from, like, nothing. Like, that was from a business we started with, like, $1,000. This is, like, $1,500 that we literally had to, like, save up for an entire year to, like, save up that type of money. So, like, we turned $1,500 into, like, over $500,000 in under 18 months. And we did that shit, and, like the money, that's all I'm saying, like, the money don't matter, the experience don't matter, like, what really matters is, like, we weren't doing what we loved, which is why it wasn't something that, like, lasted long term. You know what I mean? Like, so now we're trying to do something we love. We're trying to do something that lasts long fucking term. Yep. And to do that, we also have to, like, pursue what we love. Right. And right now here, we're living in Charleston, South Carolina. And unfortunately, this place is, well, it's not necessarily this place. It's just the fact that anywhere you live where you're surrounded by your family, you're surrounded by kind of old influences, your past, shit that kind of, like, drags you down. Like, for the past 3 months, we've been trying to elevate. We've been trying to, like, go up, learn more, educate ourselves more, take on more business opportunity. But every time we try to go up, something happens. It's either an old friend, old family, or somebody just, like, it's almost like we're, like, fishing, we just get these hooks, and they get stuck in us, and they drag us back down. And, like, we're just tired of, like, being in that cycle. And so, really, I feel like to become the best version of both of ourselves, we need to get out of the cycle altogether. Pretty much get away from anybody. And it's not saying we don't love our family and our friends. We love our family. We love our friends. But we also need to create distance. We need to create separation so that we can become the best version of ourselves.
It's because we love them that we actually take on other responsibilities that aren't even ours.
Right.
And we focus less on ourselves and more on everyone else's problems. And I think that's why we need to create a little distance for just a short time, you know?
Right.
Just so we can get to the place where we want to be. That's our dream.
Right, because, I mean, you got to think about, like, we spent, I mean, for the past 2 months, you know, we work, like, 6 days a week, right? We have 1 day a week off, right? And that's, like, our day that we get to reconnect. It's like me and Jessica day, right? We're supposed to reconnect and, like, have a relationship and, like, work on our relationship and, like, do fun things, do things that we enjoy. Right, we're married people shit, right? But literally, people make us feel guilty. They're like, oh, well, it's your day off. Like, why can't you do this for us? Why can't you do that for us? Why can't you come meet us here and do this and do that and do the other? And it's like, bro, like, I haven't spent more than 10 minutes of quality time with my spouse, my best friend, my wife, in like 10, 15 days. And y'all are trying to ask me to sacrifice my only free time for y'all to do some things that y'all could easily ask somebody else for. And you know, I get it. Like, they do that out of habit. You know, they're not doing that maliciously to sabotage us, but they're doing it out of habit because maybe they don't have their own good marriages. They don't have their own good life.
Or we've been there too much. You know, we're easily saying yes or okay because, like I said, we take over the responsibility.
Right, because we're both responsible people.
And we love them.
Right, we're responsible people, we're caring people. We see somebody who's not able to achieve, not able to do this, and we're like, oh, well, I can do that, well, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like, we also don't think about, we sacrifice our time, we sacrifice our relationship, we sacrifice our business interests, we sacrifice our artistic interests, we sacrifice so much of our time to, like, help somebody else do something that, like, you know, just that they're incapable of doing themselves. It's like, you know, there comes a certain time where, like, all right, yes, there's charity, but there's also, like, you sacrifice so much of yourself that you can't even build enough to ever give back to people. And, like, we want to give back to people, but to be able to give back to people, you also have to work on yourself. And so, like, we're making this move basically for ourselves. We're making this move so we can chase our dreams. It might take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's going to take time. And we're going to do this shit consistently. And we're going to do this shit the right way. But it's going to be about us.
Yep.
And everyone else, man, like, they're going to benefit from it at the end of the day.
I promise you. Just give us our space. We know what we want to do. We're going to follow our dream no matter what. We will be successful.
Right.
And we'll make sure that anyone and everyone who's helped us along the way will get recompense for supporting us.
Oh, yeah, and bro, like, we're not, like, right. Like, we're not selfish people.
We're
like,
not selfish at all. I mean, we live in a tent.
Bro, when we homeless, like, we sacrifice everything for this shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, how many people can you say, like, are homeless and, like, sacrifice everything? Like, we sacrifice everything for this shit. So, like I said, like, when we get our paper, like, that shit's gonna be limitless. It's gonna be never ending. And everyone around us, they're gonna get paid. They're gonna have opportunities to get paid. They're gonna have opportunities to build businesses, live out their dreams, everything. But we're taking the sacrifice. We're doing the fucking hard work right now. And all we do, we just expect people to understand. We don't expect you to agree with us. We don't expect you to help us. Nothing. Like, we just want y'all to understand. So, until next time.
Bye.
Peace out.